Today I'm going to be starting a new worm bin. Pretty shortly I'm going to be starting another worm bin. This bin here was my comfrey bin last year, and if you have a look inside, it's got a grid. I got this from somebody else. It's got a grid with some standoffs fit into it. I think this piece is actually from a proper worm bin for this style of bin. Oh, there's a slug there. And there's nothing in the bottom. There's a tap that I put in quite a few years ago. So this fits into the bin. Something like that. There you go. That fits in there. That forms a little bit of a reservoir at the bottom. And what I'm going to do, I've got a load of newspaper here that I'm just going to dampen. Not putting any worms in today, just going to prepare it a bit. Going to dampen that newspaper and line that bottom with it, and hopefully stop the worms going through those holes and into the bottom. So let's dampen the paper now. I'm just putting it into the water butt. Well, it's not a water butt, it's a trough that you fill your watering cans up with. Just dip them in. So I'm just going to let the paper soak for a little bit. Try not to drop the camera into the water. Got another bit out there, I'm also going to do that as well. So I'm going to actually put quite a thick layer of paper, I decided. Right, I'll get back to you when I've done that. I got my newspaper and I'm just going to try and fit that on that bottom there. I don't think it matters if it lips up the edges a little bit. I think I'll come back. It's a bit hard one-handed, so I'll come back to you again when I've done that bit. Right, well, there you go. I'll put one piece in. I'm going to put another piece in a minute. I've just folded it over at the ends to fit in the space. And what I intend to do when I've got the paper in there, I'm going to just put a bit of cow manure, or maybe a bit of compost. This is just to prime the bin, really. I might get a bit of food. I ain't got no food here at the moment, but I'll put a bit of food in it as well, just so it inoculates the bin and gets it started, ready for the worms. They're going to come with their own bedding anyway, the bedding that they're currently in. So I don't think there should be too much of an issue. Now let's go and get the other bit of paper. Right, that's the other bit of paper in. There's quite a thick layer there. So my next thing is to put some manure in there. I'll turn the camera off for now and we'll come back to that. Okay, what I got here now is a bucket. It's got a bit of cow manure in it, a bit of compost, and a bit of moss peat. The moss peat is quite a low pH, but I've only put a small amount in, so I don't think that's going to make a lot of odds. And I think some worm people add a bit of lime to lower the pH as well. So I'm going to add that to the bin now. This might be difficult one-handed. I'm just going to tip it in, really. The reason for putting that in is that it's got the microorganisms, the live, let's call it live bedding, that gets it under go. I might put a small amount of food in, but I haven't got none down here at the moment. But I'll put a small bit of food in as well, just to get it going. before I add any worms. The reason I'm doing this is that the other two bins, I don't think I did the video where I split it up a bit, they get a bit heavy and it's a little bit difficult for me. So I thought, well, I'll put them into this bin and I haven't got to lift it. And another reason is when winter comes along, this bigger volume should help protect the worms a bit from the cold conditions. And I might even put some bubble wrap around it and put it in the polytunnel. Right, the other thing I've got to do with this bin, I've got to put some vent holes down the side here. Or something. I haven't quite worked out what I'm going to do there, whether just to drill holes or get some sort of screen in. But I think it's going to need a bit of venting. But at the moment there's no worms in there. So I don't think they'll eat a stone, would I? Anyway, there's no worms in there at the moment. Well, I'm back at the worm bin, and today I've put a bit of egg boxes in there. Today I've come back with some food, so I'm going to just put that over the top. I'll get back to you when I've done that. But before I do that, I'm just going to add some eggshell. Here's my little tub of eggshell. Let's turn that round the other way. Come out faster this way. Right, there's the bag of food. It's been chopped, frozen and squeezed out of juices. So I'm just going to take that out of there. And there it is there. And I'm just going to put it on the surface a bit. I might just mix it in slightly. This again is just part of the inoculation of the bin before I bring some worms up. I find that the freezing really helps break it down. Just chip the rest in, I think. I didn't get too much water out of it, so, but I don't think it really matters too much at this time. So I'm just going to rub it into the top. Not exactly burying it, but right, and I'm just going to give it a bit more eggshell. And then I'm just going to get some damp newspaper and just cover it over the top of that. Help stop the fruit flies. This is damp. I've damped it down in the water trough behind. I'm back at the new worm bin. It's been a few weeks now since I've been here, but there's the bin. It's got no worms in it yet. Down here. And what I'm going to be doing is I've been fitting some vents in the side with some screen. Just using some netting, onion netting. This is what I'm using. They're soffit vents, and I'm just drilling a hole and popping them into the bin. I've got a big core drill. I'm just going to put some holes along here like I've done on the back. Not measuring it or anything, just good enough. Oh, there you drill my finger. And these just fit inside. Like that. But like I said, I'm going to put a bit of netting on it. That's what I'm doing. I got a bit of mesh, like onion bag mesh, and then I'm just trapping it in between the vent. This one. This is trying to keep the flies out really. But I'm going to have to do something with the lid as well a bit later. Just seal the lid off with a bit of foam around here, I think. There you go, that's the front ones. And then what it looks like from behind is like that. So that's the back ones. I only got a single layer in that one, that's why he's a bit paler. I might put another bit in that one. Now for the worms. I brought some worms from home, out of my worm bins, which I haven't done a video of lately, but I might do one shortly now. When I open this, I've been preparing this. There's manure and a bit of food waste, cardboard. I'm not sure I put any eggshells in there. Anyway, go and get the worms. Now here's the worms. Wow, double carrier bag. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put them in the bin, just try and show you some if I can. Get some out. Feels nice and cool in there actually. There's a couple. There's a couple of worms there. They're quite active. I was worried about the heat. It's really hot here now. It's been nearly 30 degrees some days. But that feels really cool, that. So that's going to be good. So all I'm going to do is just put them on the top. There's some little baby worms in there as well. And they got a load of bedding in it. So just going to tip the whole lot out. Just going to leave them to go down into the rest of the compost I put in there. I should cover it over with a bit of newspaper. Right, just got some damp newspaper I'm going to put down. Actually, I'll wet that bit. just damp the sacking down a bit as well because it's really hot here. Right, that's about it, I think. Well, that's the worm bin. What I'll try and do as well, I'll try and do an update on the bins I got at home, just to finish it off. So it's goodbye from me. See you again soon. Happy worming. Bye.